This is what pisses me off so much about the front office and really makes me angry. Dalton Risner, who, in all honestly, purpose here, is a startable guard for us. He would be a startable asset on our team. He wants to be a Bengal. And according to what I understand, according to sources, the Bengals have passed up on him many times. They're not interested in him. And many different times they've kind of just been like, nah, that's not our guy. But he wants to be a Bengal. He wants to protect for Joe Burrow. Now, some would say, well, this is because he's still in free agency and still nobody has signed him. So in reality, he might just want a job, right? But reality-wise, who cares? He wants to play for the Bengals. He obviously has been in free agency, so his price tag's probably going to be lower than it was when free agency began. And he wants to play for us. And we need as much help as possible on the offensive line. So if he wants to play for us, and he's been vocal about it now, he's been in free agency for a while, his price tag's going to be low. You're not going to pay him all the money in the world. Look at what Tevin Jenkins got. 1 year, $3.5 million. Why not sign him? Like, this shouldn't even be a question. This is the type of stuff that frustrates me with the front office, because this should have already been done. Do it. Why not? Like, worst case scenario, he doesn't work out for us. Worst case scenario, Cody Ford beats him out, or Cordell Volson beats him out. We have a new offensive line coach in Scott Peters. Scott Peters is an absolute W. He's going to make Cordell Volson better. He's going to make Cody Ford better. We picked up Lucas Patrick. People say we shouldn't have picked him up. But guess what? We picked him up because why the heck not? You put him on a 90-man roster. If he works, he works. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He doesn't make the roster in the end. You're not signing these guys to like fully crazy, insane contract guaranteed contracts. You're going to give them probably 1 year prove-it deals. Give them, a certain amount guaranteed. Little to nothing guaranteed when I mean a certain amount. And that's how you're going to structure these deals. And you have the money. It's not like you don't have the cap space. It's almost to a point where I feel like they just don't want to protect Joe Burrow. They just don't want to protect Joe. And there's again, like I said, in my head, I'm trying to think of reasons why you don't just automatically sign this guy, put him on the roster, 90-man roster. I'm not even saying the 53-man roster. Again, if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. I think he will. I think he could be a startable asset. And I think he'd be really good for us. But at the end of the day, obviously we'd have to see it. But you got training camp. You got preseason. You got plenty of time to see if he can be your guy. But by not signing him and by doing nothing, you're not helping yourself. If anything, you're losing. You're losing it by not doing something. So I don't know. I think you go out there and you sign him. You give him a chance. Why not? And I saw somebody in the chat thing said, he's sending the bag. You're not sending him the bag. You're not paying him all this money. You're paying him little to no money. You're going to just get him on a very cheap deal and get it to work out. Now, obviously, if he doesn't want to play for that, then that's another thing. And that's, another factor in the end here. But at least attempt it. At least go out there. And based on sources, we haven't really been trying to go after him. So sorry for the quick cut, but yeah, so I don't know. Again, like I said, I understand he might not be the option or might not work out in the end. At least take a chance. That's all I gotta say. That's really my motto here. I think we should sign him today. I really do. He's another guy I've been talking about who I think could be a good asset for us. Why not? You miss every shot you don't take. That's really what it comes down to. And protecting our quarterback, winning in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, has to be a priority. We got to stop putting these two major things in the rearview mirror and act like they're not important. They're very important. they're the number one thing when it comes to building a team is winning the trenches. Stop acting like this is not important, front office. Because yes, you paid all this money for the wide receivers for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but guess what? Who cares if the quarterback can't throw him the ball because he's getting sacked every play? Like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'm going to repeat myself on that one because it is. And last thing I will point out is this. So here are the stats of Carson Palmer versus Joe Burrow. Okay. First 5 years. 65 games, 69 games. Okay. You know, record-wise, cool. Look at how many times both quarterbacks were sacked in 5 years. Joe Burrow was sacked 188 more times. Oh, sorry, 188. 88 more times than Carson Palmer. 88. That's a problem. And also, a little side note, if you guys didn't see, a lot of people asked me to do this, so I did do this. I added all my other channels to my community tab. So you can see these are all my other channels that I do also post on daily content on. So if you like to check them out and check out my other content, you can. But yeah, it's frustrating though. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.